Hello, welcome to Baby Boomer Tales on this last day of 2025. Time marches on. I'm going to look back a little. I'm going to start here at 1966. That's 60 years ago. So let's give this a try. In April of 1966, The Flintstones airs its series finale on ABC. Also in April of '66, The Sound of Music and Dr. Zhivago win the most Oscars. The Beach Boys released the album Pet Sounds in May of '66. Wouldn't It Be Nice? Sloop John B., God Only Knows, Carolina. Also in May, It's a Small World opens at Disneyland. In June, the final episode of the Dick Van Dyke Show airs. Old Dick is now 100 years old. Good for him. In August of '66, groundbreaking for the World Trade Center in New York City. Also in August, Caesar's Palace opens in Las Vegas. Also in August, the first Best Buy store opens in St. Paul, Minnesota. The Beatles do their last concert at Candlestick Park in San Francisco. And Hullabaloo airs its last episode. Elvis Presley was on that one. In September of 1966, Star Trek premieres on NBC. And also the Monkees premiere on NBC. Also in September, the Chevy Camaro was introduced. In October of 1966, Frank Robinson of the Baltimore Orioles wins the Triple Crown. Also in October, Grace Slick performs for the very first time for Jefferson Airplane. Also in October, the American Football League and the National Football League merger is approved by Congress. I didn't know Congress had to approve something like that. I would think that's private business, but whatever. And It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown premieres on CBS. And the last thing I have for this list, in October, Walt Disney records his final film appearance before his death. He was talking about plans for Epcot. Disney died in December while producing The Jungle Book. The top songs of 1969, that is the top 10 songs for the year 1969. Number 10, Crystal Blue Persuasion, Tommy James and the Shondells. Number 9, Dizzy, Tommy Roe. Number 8, Everyday People, Sly and the Family Stone. Number 7, I Can't Get Next to You, The Temptations. Number 6, I Heard It Through the Grapevine, Marvin Gaye. Number 5, Get Back, The Beatles. Number 4, Honky Tonk Women, The Rolling Stones. Number 3, Crimson and Clover, Tommy James and the Shondells. Number 2, by the Fifth Dimension, Aquarius, Let the Sun Shine In. And the number 1 song for the entire year of 1969 by the Archies, Sugar Sugar. Do 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 do. I get to stay home for New Year's Eve. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I get to stay home for New Year's Eve. Ha ha. I'm going to watch Johnny Carson on the TV. I see in the TV guide that Tina Turner is going to be a guest. You know, Proud Mary, she dances around and sings and stomps, and she's quite the entertainer. And of course there's Ed and Doc. Yeah, you know that Proud Mary song? I always like the one by Creedence Clearwater Revival. Well, Katie's over at Pop's. Jerry's home with Sparky. Gator, Earl, and Allie went to some kind of a party. And I'm just here all by myself. Even Kitty went with her mama. I don't have a dog. And all my friends are gone. Excuse me, I didn't mean to cough. Have I ever coughed on this here thing? I don't think so. The store's all locked up. I'm upstairs in my easy chair, and I hope I can stay awake long enough to watch Tina Turner. Who's Mary anyway? Why is she so proud? I don't know. It's gonna be 1983. It's gonna be 1983. I don't know what to do about that. Oh well, it doesn't matter if I know or not. It's coming. And if I can't stay awake long enough to say hello 1983, well, I'll say hi in the morning. Some famous events that happened on New Year's Day. In 1502, the Portuguese landed where Rio de Janeiro stands now. Did I say that right? Rio de Janeiro. Yeah. 1818, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein was published. 1853, the first horse-drawn fire engine entered into service in the United States. 1862, the first U.S. income tax was introduced. That's a way to say Happy New Year, isn't it? 3% for incomes over $600, 5% for incomes over $10,000. You know, in 1862, $10,000 a year was a lot of money. 1892, Ellis Island opened. It closed in 1954. 1902, the first Rose Bowl football game was played. It was against Michigan and Stanford. Michigan won 49-0. 1908, the first time the ball dropped in Times Square. I'm sure it wasn't as big a deal as it is today. 1934, January 1st, Alcatraz first opened. It closed in 1963. It only lasted 29 years. Amazing. And the year 2000, this is an important one. The world did not end because of Y2K. Do you make resolutions? I haven't made a resolution in years and years and years. But I used to make them like probably 20 years ago. I resolved to lose weight. I would make resolutions to read my Bible more, or not watch as much TV, or be nicer. You know? I know you all think that I'm just naturally nice, and I think I am anymore in a lot of ways. And I was never mean, but you can always be nicer. You can listen to someone when they're speaking instead of trying to interject what you want to say. You can look at somebody and smile. You can hold the door for somebody. You can just be nicer. I think if I was going to do a resolution every year, it would be to be nicer. Because you just can't be too nice. Now you can be fake nice, where it's syrupy, kind of like Eddie Haskell on Leave It to Beaver, how he was so syrupy sweet to June Cleaver. What a fake-o, man. No, I'm talking about genuinely being nice. Take interest in others. Help when you can. Always be there for somebody, even if it's an inconvenience for you. So I think that would be my resolution if I was one to do those things. Another one would always be kind. I think that's part of being nice. Nice and kind. I've heard those two words in sentences before put together. Love and marriage go together like a horse and carriage. Remember that song? I think that was on some TV show with Al Bundy. What was that called? I'm not sure about that, but I don't know. When you look at the last year and all the things that have happened, how the world seems to have turned on its head, just did a 360 or something. It's really too bad in so many ways. And yet it can be a challenge to just try to be better. I do know one thing. We can disagree with someone we know and love and trust and all that without being disagreeable. And I also know that if you encounter somebody that you know is going to fight you on something, why even make the encounter? Why get into something that you're not going to change their mind anyway? I'm a firm believer only God can change a person's mind or opinion or heart anyway. And there's a lot of ways that can happen for a person, but most of the ways do not happen with you coming in with your battle cry that you're going to change that person or those folks or that situation or anything like that. Does that mean you should just lay down and roll over and let everything steamroll you? No, not one single bit. But you do it by example. You do it by love, no matter what. Love conquers all. Isn't that what they say? It's true. The reason I know it's true is the guy that changed everything in the first place did it through love. He didn't do it through force. He did it through love. Like we were talking about shepherds last week. Are you willing to lay down your life for those that you love, for that which you believe in? Well, that's deeper than I wanted to go. Maybe I'll go watch a little TV with Homer tonight. New Year's Eve 1982, I was 32 years old. We had a couple little girls by then, bought our first home, and we probably stayed home and put the girls to bed at 8 o'clock. Told them we'd tell them how that new year came about in the morning when they wake up. Tuck them in, tell them I love them, go and sit with my wife for a bit. We talk about our day and our year and our hopes and our dreams and our plans. So always be kind no matter what. Happy New Year. Peace out.